My name's Shelley Robinson. I'm the Executive Director of National Capital FreeNet, and we're committed to ensuring that everyone in our region has a right to affordable, high-quality internet that they can understand how to use while feeling safe online. The reason why we're here is to talk about the CommuniFi project. We thought of the idea during the pandemic. We've always known, the full extent of the digital divide, but it became even more clear how stark that divide was. If you didn't have internet at home, you were kind of shut out from so many important services. So health, work, school, government support, all of those things moved online. And so we started thinking about how do we get connectivity to people who can't otherwise afford it. We developed plans and we looked to some other models around the world around how we could build out a free community Wi-Fi network. And finally, we got to connect with CIRA about it, who came on board and decided to support us as we do this project. So we're here because it's happening. It's happening now. So 251 and 255 Donald, which are both in Vanier, which is a community that has a higher level of social inequities, including digital inequities. And we're putting up towers, and we're going to be broadcasting free Wi-Fi in and around those buildings, but also in around those communities based on the infrastructure that we're putting on the roof of those buildings.
I'm Kindam Singh, and I'm a community developer.
And I'm Natalie Druin, and I'm a community development manager, and we work with Ottawa Community Housing with the Community Development Department.
Having a Wi-Fi in indoor and outdoor common spaces will have a huge impact in our tenant lives, specifically to those who do not have Wi-Fi in their apartment. Now they have better access to health information. They can take on various study courses, online study courses. They can research on various economic opportunities for which they have to travel to a nearby resource center, so that will save a commute. This will also have a bigger social impact in their lives. Now they can meet their friends and neighbors more often, and they can reduce social isolation in their lives.
The cost of internet is definitely an issue for my phone when I'm not at home. Data is quite expensive, as everybody knows, right? And I can't afford it. So internet available everywhere, like in the lounges, outside the buildings, I think is a great idea. I'm sure there's a number of people here who can't afford internet. And so that would give them access. The internet's a bonus to anybody who can use it, right? Whether it's planning a trip on OC Transpo or ordering something from a store, there's a million different reasons, right? So it would be a benefit.
I think when there's free internet here, I think people will be able to access their emails and whatever they want to do. I think it's a great idea, to be honest. I don't have to worry about going over my data more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to access free internet when I'm not in my unit.
I think the difference of having this service accessible to residents is the consistency of having it available, the reliability of having it there as a service and a tool for residents, often having to navigate all of the ways in which, the barriers of poverty impact residents, is that it's just one more thing that they have to navigate, one more thing they have to plan. It's going to contribute to such a stability in terms of being able to access those services that they might need through the internet.
My name is Andrew Mate Asari. I'm the Business and Community Development Manager at National Capital FreeNet. We are in the telecom room at 251 Donald Street. It's where most of the connectivity to the building comes to first. So our connectivity, which is a fiber-based link, comes into this building, and then from here we distribute it to the parts of the building that are going to have Wi-Fi. And then also we send out a signal from here to the rooftop to be able to then send out a signal to other buildings in the neighborhood. We chose the Donalds because they have about 400 residents who could benefit from Wi-Fi, but then also kind of socially, not technically, they have line of sight to community organizations which serve people who have high needs. And so we worked with some partners to figure out where we could have the biggest impact in Ottawa, and it turns out that this is the place to be.
One of the things that's really special about this project is the way that it came together. So National Capital FreeNet is a not-for-profit. CIRA is also a not-for-profit. They came on as the funder, but also as so much momentum and connection to come along with that. Then Hiboo Networks came along, and they are providing that connectivity backhaul piece, but they're owned by Hydro Ottawa, which in turn is owned by the City of Ottawa. So we're talking about municipally owned infrastructure here. And then Ottawa Community Housing, another amazing community partner from the start. And so they're providing this core service, but again, they're municipally owned. So from my perspective, I really like that it's not-for-profits and municipally owned, or the municipality coming together to provide this really key resource. And I think it's a huge opportunity for other organizations to come on board. So every organization that we connect, we don't just see them as we're providing them a service, but it's that they become a Wi-Fi host, so they're a partner. They're helping change and grow the network in the way that they're going to use it. And so we could use so many more partners, and some of them are going to be community Wi-Fi hosts, and some of them might be donors, and some might be individuals with tech skills. There's so many opportunities. This is a community-driven project, which also means then we just can always use more community participation.
NCF invited us a couple of years ago to discuss a very creative way of providing and bridging the digital gap in the lower income communities in Ottawa. And this one was very interesting because that was really to be in a core downtown, delivering access to internet in a way that the entire community can get access to. We went from 0 to 1,500 unique devices being connected in the network since inception of this program. Now imagine the impact and the benefit if we were to expand across the entire portfolio of Ottawa community housing and the broader communities, because the beauty of this model, it's on the rooftop right now of 251 Donald. It's broadcasting out in Overbrook, in Vanier, and there's a lot of possibility that we can advance and to expand this model hopefully to many other social housing providers across Canada that can benefit of a model that is scalable, that is sustainable, and that is there to impact the people that really need it the most each and every day.
When we heard that NCF, along with CIRA and OCH, sort of wanted to do something at Donald Street, we were very excited because this fell right into that ability for us to sort of give back to the community. Our involvement was about bringing the internet to these particular facilities. And we saw this as a huge opportunity to help out folks, especially folks who are living in the current OCH communities, to be able to sort of bridge that digital divide.
Getting internet access for all people in Canada is one of the things that CIRA, my organization, is very, very focused on. And what better way to ensure that communities that don't have good access are able to get that access than by partnering with organizations like NCF and our other partners to make sure that we can deliver internet for all. The CommuniFi project certainly has some challenges associated with it. It's a complicated project. We need the physical infrastructure, the buildings, the network equipment. We need partners who have last-mile internet connectivity. We need internet service providers. We need providers of the actual network gear. And we need folks who are on the ground dealing with the community itself. In Canada, there's still about 800,000 people who don't have access to good quality internet, and we want to help close that digital divide. There are a number of ways we could get potential additional partners involved in the CommuniFi project. Any organization, be it governments or private sector actors or other nonprofits, any of those kinds of organizations that are interested in ensuring access to the internet for all would be interested in participating in a project like this. So I think there are a lot of partners out there right now. They just don't know they're partners yet.